Before we get started on this one, I do think it is incredibly funny that Bryan Johnson still has like old videos up from like 7 years ago that are like, what is this? Code the New Language of Creation, Episode 1, Explorations with Bryan Johnson. Synthetic Biology, Changing the Nature of Nature, Episode 3, Explorations with Bryan Johnson. It looks like he made maybe 3 episodes of whatever this is, and then he just stopped, and maybe he never put the second one in there. What is Priyanka Chopra doing here? Like, and it's also so funny to see him like pre-transition, as it were, where he's like looking like a normal guy, a little bit weird years ago. Very, very funny. I think the next one that we're going to do is diet, right? Yeah, let's do diet.
Are you kidding?
I know, right?
Like, why does he have Steve Aoki here, of all people? What is Steve Aoki doing here?
This is exciting stuff right now.
Tell me what you know. Tell me right now.
Like, okay, I get it. Like, Steve Aoki is like the straight man to his weirdness right now. And so he's like having somebody along who can be like the person that's like, what is all this stuff? Tell me what's going on so they can, you know, like explain it to you. Right. But why Steve Aoki? Why did you decide, like, is like Steve Aoki like your neighbor? Does he just happen to live down the street from you? And it was like, hey, Steve, do you want to be in my video? Like, what happened? Like, it's just this, like, the one guy that he knew who would be willing to come on this video. He, like, couldn't find it, like, like, he couldn't find, like, a cameraman or something who was, like, willing to try this out.
Walk you through my daily 2,000 calorie diet. Everything I do on a daily basis, from the first thing I drink in the morning to the last meal I eat a day. And I'm going to do it with a dear friend, Steve. Steve!
Hey, Bryan!
What's up, man?
What's up?
So good to see you.
Yeah, so good to see you.
Long. I have something to give you.
Nice.
Yeah. You know, like, I guess before people typically take a shot, get in the right mindset.
Yes! Sorry, this is so incredible. He's just like, all right, you show up at the door, here's the vinegar shot or whatever this is. Like, you gotta have this before you can come in. You gotta have it now.
This is going to be extra virgin olive oil.
Oh, wow.
To forever.
Olive oil shot. If you're coming to my house, you gotta have the olive oil shot first.
For tomorrow's.
Actually tastes really good.
Isn't that delicious?
Yeah.
It's 15% of my diet.
15%?
Yeah, every day. 3 tablespoons a day.
3 tablespoons is 15% of your diet?
I mean, it's not wrong. It's just very funny.
So I'm going to show you everything we do today.
Yeah.
I think so. What's so cool about you, Steve? So last month, you got ranked on the Rejuvenation Olympics leaderboard.
I was surprised.
The what?
Honestly,
It's amazing.
I couldn't believe that I was even anywhere in the top area because of, I mean, I'm a biohacker for sure.
He's a cyborg, you idiot.
I travel, you know, I still do 200 shows a year for like 17 years. My circadian rhythm's completely off because I'm just like zooming and zipping all across the country and the world.
I think it's very funny. And I've talked about this previously. I think it's very funny how like rich people are like, oh man, like it's so incredible what I can do when I just spend a lot of money and have a lot of privileges to make myself healthier. It's incredible that I can do that.
There's only 25 people on the leaderboard. You're there among like the best of the best. So you're a great example of living life to the fullest. Right. And you're taking care of yourself.
Right.
All right, let's go over here. Let me show you. We'll get started.
Very cool.
All right, so let's see. So first thing, when I wake up in the morning, I have a drink I call the Green Giant. And this has 13 milligrams of spermidine, 7.6 grams of...
No idea what spermidine is. I'm going to look that up, actually. I gotta pay for Examine Plus. It may have anti-aging effects. Okay. Examine.com has gone downhill, man. Used to be all this stuff was free. Can it benefit cognitive function? People with subjective cognitive decline experience no beneficial effect on memory or other aspects after supplementation with spermidine. Is that it? Is that the one study? I don't know. It's not looking good so far.
Of aminos.
Amino acids, sure.
0.5 grams of creatine.
Creatine,
20
sure.
grams of
He's got his
collagen
stack going.
peptides.
Collagen. I don't think collagen does as much as people think. I think there's been some negative research coming out about it recently. But I mean, sure, why
And
not?
500
Nothing wrong with
milligrams
that.
of cocoa flavanols, cinnamon.
Is it? Yeah, I think that's just for taste. I think he's just like, I just want my little juice to taste a little chocolatey.
I love cinnamon.
Isn't that beautiful?
Little cinnamon, little chocolatey cinnamon. He's got a little flavor going there.
Yeah. A little mountain of rejuvenation.
So do you want to do the honors with stir?
Are you kidding?
I know, right?
I gotta say, for the record, the greatest life hack you can ever do is buy yourself one of those little electronic whisks. You can actually also use them to make protein shakes. And that's, for me, way easier than like doing a shaker bottle and way easier to clean up afterwards. You just put it in a cup, spin it up. Awesome. Have an awesome protein shake. You don't even need to worry with like a shaker bottle that's going to get gross in like a month regardless.
That's exciting stuff right now. Oh,
I know. I was saying about this.
Dude, I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know. It's also really funny to me that Steve Aoki is like so excited. He's like so excited about like whisking up this goop.
I think it's ready now.
I think it's ready.
Let's taste the Green Giant, guys. We're doing it. Wow, here we go. I can't wait. Whoa. That's really good.
Surprising.
It's really
It's the chocolate and the cinnamon, bro. He put some flavor in that bad boy.
good. So you only have like one of these a day?
One a day.
You can't do more? Or is it too much stuff?
Too much stuff.
You inherit too much power.
Yeah, that's fun. That's a good way of doing it. I like that, Steve.
I love how so the fact that it's all over the side of the glass means that like he didn't even get like a lot of that. It didn't mix well, which means that also the texture of that must have been awful. Like just drinking that would have been like, like drinking sand.
Oh, wow.
That was the most beautiful intake of Green Giant I've ever seen in my life. That was so amazing.
It just tastes so good. I want it all. I want all of it.
Normally I would take 60 some odd pills with that.
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay, so this is our bag of goodies. So let's get you going. Brocomax. So this is just
broccoli.
I think it's also insanely fun. Okay, so it's like really funny because he's like, he can't just like use his like pre-measured pill boxes that like his assistant set out for him or whatever, because he has to show off the individual pills and like show that he knows something about each of them. So this is like why he's got to have this like bizarre like crate of pills right here, and he's gonna like pull stuff out one by one and be like, oh, here's this thing, and here's like one fact that I know about it, maybe two.
What's inside broccoli?
Yep. Astaxanthin, ashwagandha, calcium alpha ketoglutarate.
I don't know what that is.
Or zero. Maybe he's just gonna be like, here, take this. Like he's not even gonna tell you what it does.
What are you even saying?
This is among the best interventions for aging.
Wow.
Really compelling evidence for improving the frailty index. Basically, you age in a more healthy way.
Right, okay.
You're less frail. Vitamin D3.
Oh, D3, K2?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the good stuff.
So hopefully this is a good starter pack for you.
Let's do it. I'm just going to go like this.
I can't like, who are these people who are like taking like 8 pills at once, like one at a time? I'm sorry.
Done.
You are a pro.
I know.
I'm so impressed.
Oh, no, I'm
like
good.
that.
Wow.
I'm a mess. But
it doesn't matter.
It goes all down one go.
You cannot get into trouble in my pantry. It's like, so let's say we're here hanging out.
Yeah.
We're like, let's get
the bad food. All the bad foods in the pantry, like chips and the popcorn.
There's just nothing in here to do.
This is like the healthiest pantry in the world.
Okay, our Steve has now drank his Green Giant. He's taken his pills. And Steve did such a magnificent job drinking his Green Giant with more enthusiasm and creativity than anyone I've seen. I was going to prepare the super veggie for him, which is the first meal of the day. But really, I think I'm going to enjoy more watching Steve. Every calorie has had to fight for its life to be included.
Okay.
So what we have here is 300 grams of black lentils. That's weighed cooked. Broccoli, cauliflower, maitake mushrooms, cumin, hemp seeds, and this is ginger and garlic, and apple cider vinegar. Yeah, do as you please.
Okay.
Honestly, I bet that doesn't taste too bad. Like, why? Like, it's weird that he's not like cooking them together. I guess it's like the thing that you do where like, and like me in a past life where like you don't really know how to cook things together in a way that makes sense. You just kind of like toss a bunch of like individually prepared ingredients in a bowl, and you kind of hope it all works out. And like just cook them together, man. It would have been a bit easier. But yeah, I bet it doesn't taste too bad.
assemble it in whatever way you want.
Okay, plop that in there. All right, look at that. Okay,
Rookie
get the
move.
cauliflower
Too much broccoli. Rookie move. Wouldn't put all that in at once.
in. We got one.
That was good.
No, I didn't make the cut, but I'm not gonna waste it. I'm not gonna waste it. I'm a messy guy, Brian. I'm sorry, I'm a messy guy. Last but not least, here's a salad dressing. Can I get into it right now?
Do it.
This is definitely the healthiest breakfast I've ever had in my life. I like it because, one, it's a Bryan Johnson blueprint protocol, and I love that.
Cool.
So I know that's helping my organs.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's all about the
Is that what that means? Like, it's helping your organs?
organ health, right?
That's right.
Yeah, you gotta think of them like little cartoons, right? Like
That's
they have
right.
the little faces, like,
Yeah, that's exactly
like
right.
dancing around,
Yeah.
like, you know?
Yeah. When you visualize that, it is actually helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you animate them.
I see it. I see it right now. My heart's jumping like
Yeah.
all happy and shit.
A few are happening.
So good.
Cool. Awesome.
Nice one, nice one, Brian. Amazing.
Yes.
Amazing.
And so much food.
I know. This is a lot of food.
It takes me 34 minutes to eat this. I have a puree version. And so
All right.
I'm going to show you a pro move here.
Again, he's just like, I'm a little boy who doesn't like to eat my veggies. I've got to have it pureed.
Okay.
So that was amazing.
Yeah.
There's two other things you can make it to make it even more amazing.
Okay.
So we had a shot of extra virgin olive oil when you showed up.
Yeah.
So you can add the extra virgin olive oil to this and the hemp seeds. And this is then dark chocolate. So dark chocolate is one of the most powerful things you can have in your diet. People think chocolate, Snickers bar, might as well.
Yeah.
Not a good idea.
Yeah.
Put that cookie down!
What you really want is 5 layers deep, which is dark chocolate, undutched, tested for heavy metals, and looking at high polyphenol count. So you have to really drill down to find the highest quality ingredient.
Okay.
That's true for the olive oil. It's true for everything else.
We're going to just get little...
Didn't really explain. I assumed he was going to say something about antioxidants, which I understand is also something that's a bit under debate at the moment, how really important antioxidants are or how effective they are. But I love that he didn't even really, he just kind of like started saying chocolate is really important. And then he kind of said, well, you need to make sure it's the right kind of chocolate. And then he kind of just, that was it. Like he didn't really finish explaining why he thinks chocolate is important or what it's supposed to do.
Artsy right now. Okay, there's that. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's really good. That's my first taste. I just gave up. I just gave up. That's okay. That's totally fine. That's totally fine. There we go.
It's so weird to me to like the idea of like having like chocolate and veggies is kind of like, okay, sure. Chocolate and olive oil starts to get like what's going on there? That's a little odd.
Oh, it's a little messy, Brian, but you know that's all
beautiful.
I have. Okay, can I just jump in now?
Yes, jump in.
Right. I think I like this better.
I do too.
Yeah. It's easier to like, you don't have to. You get the same flavor.
I mean, it's like, yeah, you're saying that you've got the same thing, but you've added extra fats and extra chocolate. So like you've basically just added delicious calories on top of your veggie sludge. So like, of course it's got all the same tastes plus extra. Like, why wouldn't you like try putting some chocolate and some olive oil on the other thing? You'd probably enjoy that better too. Very odd.
Flavor. Actually, a little bit more flavor here.
Yeah, I agree.
You get more flavor because you get the olive oil and the chocolate. For people,
exactly, he's like, it tastes better because of the olive oil and the chocolate, not because he likes the sludge itself.
Don't eat vegetables that much.
Ah, good. We don't want any vegetables.
It's like you take a few bites, but like you eat 34 minutes of vegetables. It's a lot.
You can't do it.
But this makes it a lot easier.
Yeah. I'm so happy Steve is here with me. This is the most enthusiastic response I've ever seen in my entire life. And
like who's gonna have an enthusiastic response to eating your veggie sludge, man?
He speaks the truth. It is so hard to eat vegetables.
No, it is. It is. Find ways to make it more and more enjoyable, then you can actually do it on a consistent daily manner. You know?
Exactly.
What part of the day do you eat this?
So 7 a.m.
7 a.m.?
Yeah.
Is that when you start eating around that time?
Yeah, first meal of the day with this. So I do the Green Giant, the pills, worked out, then this, then Nutty Pudding an hour later, then my third meal like 2 hours later. Okay. And then I finish by 11 a.m. or so. Because the science on fasting is not really there yet. So if somebody eats different time frames, fine, not a big deal.
I love how he's like, I'm doing all this other stuff that has like the flimsiest possible research justification. and I'm saying and I'm making incredible claims about what it does, including like my workout is anti-aging, my eating is anti-aging, etc. But this is where he draws the line. He's like, I've done some of the research, and the research on fasting is not quite there yet. He's correct. The research on fasting is not there yet. But it's incredible that this is where he draws that line in the sand. He's like, this is the one place I have done my research is fasting.
Still, no. I just like it because when I go to bed after 10 hours of fasting, I get my best sleep. So it's really all about sleep for me.
How do you deal with like being hungry? How do you deal with that? Like when it's later in the day? Like,
I love it.
Dude.
What is wrong with you?
You like it?
Oh,
I hate it.
Oh, really?
This is a well-known thing. When you talk to people who are like chronically, under eating, potentially broaching, having like eating disorders, this is like a positive for them. Like they enjoy being hungry because it gives them a way to have and experience control over their body in ways that they feel maybe they don't have control elsewhere in their life, or whatever their exact pathology is for that. So yeah, like you get a lot of people where they're like, how could you enjoy being hungry? And then you get a lot of these people who are kind of like this, where they're just like, no, like I just enjoy it because that's something that I've conditioned myself to enjoy over time. And that is what it is.
Hate being hungry.
Yeah.
That's like a problem for me. I get hangry.
Yeah, important to note though, so Steve has a preference, he has a certain relationship with hunger, different than mine. It's all fine. Everyone has their own thing, so there's no one right way.
And I should add, as I understand, there's like like some endorphins or something that are released. Like you get like this, your body does that to try and counteract the fact that you are basically starving or you are hungry, and so that is something where like that feeling is part of potentially what may lead people to become addicted to it or that they like it.
Important to note, but like the objective is we're trying to say if you're trying to be on the frontier of health and wellness, then this is an option to model out, but then everyone can customize it to their preference. Like Steve has a different lifestyle he maintains, and he's doing really well in health and aging, so this is really meant to showcase different ways of accomplishing the same goal, which is great.
Welcome to the future. May cause loss of age.
This kind of captures the whole project.
Yeah.
Chin goes here, forehead here, and it measures 10 biomarkers.
So like okay, so I'm gonna be honest, we're 9.5 minutes into this 12-minute video. He's shown us one meal, which he already showed us in another video, which was his morning routine video. So this doesn't even constitute a diet. This is just one meal of goofy sludge that he's concocted because he says it's very healthy, which gives us no context for what he's eating the rest of the day, which is the much more important thing. The totality of your diet, the ratios of the various nutrients you're eating, all that matters a lot more than any individual food that you're eating for your total health and for, basically like your adaptability to exercise and so on. And so it's very bizarre that he's, again, shown us this one meal and skipped, I guess it looks like he's skipping the rest of his day. Now, if I were being extremely uncharitable in this reading, I would say that it's probably like he's setting us up to sell us a product. So he might be trying to sell us his vegetable sludge. He might be trying to sell us his olive oil. He might be trying to sell us his chocolate. And of course, we'll see how that is right now. Go ahead and Google Bryan Johnson's website and see if he's trying to sell us some stuff. BryanJohnson.co. Okay, blueprint. Let's see what's going on here. He's got a shop. That's definitely happening. He's got an olive oil. He's selling an olive oil. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's about it. I'm surprised that he's not also selling some chocolate and his vegetable goop, but it looks like he's already started. He's selling us olive oil. So yeah, there you go. All right, let's go back to this barely disguised ad and see how the rest of it goes.
Red light therapy, what you do. So we have these two guys custom made.
Yeah.
So I do this 3 times a week.
You just stand in there?
Yeah. You're hitting close to temp. Do you feel it?
Yeah, it feels great.
He's just a guy. He's just showing off his buddy, his cool electronic gadgets he's got. He's like, hey, Steve Aoki, check out my cool electronic gadgets.
Yeah, doesn't it? It feels like the womb.
Whoa! Wow! Wow!
Yeah, strengthen your entire
Core.
Woo! Tell me what you know.
This is a lovely place to pause. It's like the weird. Yeah, I'm not gonna say what this looks like. You get the idea. It looks like something.
Tell me right now. So this is the next thing. I think you're gonna love this one. This is called Nutty Pudding.
Nutty pudding.
Macadamia nuts, walnuts, flaxseed, pomegranate juice, sunflower lecithin, also a cup of macadamia milk, pea protein, and berries. And so if you want same here, you can just add these ingredients, stir it up.
All right, get in there. And this is
Okay, again, he's given us a second thing that's like maybe it's like he's accounted for maybe like 500 calories out of his supposed 2,000 calorie a day diet. We've got, we had a veggie sludge with a bit of stuff on it to make it taste better. And now we have basically a protein shake with a bit of fiber mixed in, again, high on the fiber.
just a mix of berries.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so you choose your berries, whether you want blues or blacks or strawberries or raspberries. So this one, I think you may experience what I do.
Yeah.
The saddest moment of my day is the last bite of Nutty Pudding.
Nutty pudding is something everyone would want. All right, here we go.
I lied. Maybe it's like 750 calories. I forgot that he's like throwing in some nuts as well, so that adds a little bit of calories.
Here we go. Here we go. This is dessert.
It is.
Yeah. Oh my God, this is so good. This is amazing.
Very good. It's delicious. It's an excellent effort.
It's the best.
And I'd like to clarify, like a protein pudding is a great way to have basically a high protein dessert that is actually pretty tasty. It's a strategy that I use a lot, especially when I'm in a cut. I don't have very many calories coming in. I need something that tastes a bit sweet and so on. Like a protein shake pudding is a great way to do that. You can basically mix like a protein powder with like a yogurt or like a high protein yogurt, and you can have something that's basically all protein but tastes a lot more like a dessert. And that's great, awesome. Nothing wrong with that.
Best dessert you can possibly have.
Nothing here is a nice to have. Everything has a specific purpose for your body.
Wow. You need to create your own like Bryan Johnson
Nutty Pudding.
You have to do it.
Yeah.
See? This is he's like, hey, you've got to sell the pudding too. You've got to sell the olive oil, you got to sell the chocolate, you got to sell the vegetable sludge, you got to sell the pudding. This is all one thinly disguised ad.
Yeah.
I mean, look what you do with Venmo. Come on. you can do this. I mean, if you
Thanks, I appreciate that encouragement.
I mean, you did Venmo. Come on, man. You guys gotta try this one. It's so good. I might have like dripped off my mouth into it, but I got a healthy mouth right now.
For all of you who watch this video, the entire Blueprint protocol is online. All the recipes, all the supplements, everything is there for you for free. So you can try this in your step-by-step fashion. You can start with baby steps. You can go into the entire program. But hopefully you'll try it out. You'll experience it. What I did, which is like you start gradually changing your life. You feel better than you ever have before in life. You just want to hold on to it as tight as you can because life is just amazing. So it's all there for you for free.
Amazing.
So
thank you, Bryan.
Steve.
Thank you, Bryan. I too, when I become rich and famous, and I have $1 billion, and I'm buddies with Steve Aoki, and I spend millions or however much money on my health each year, and I eat all this goop, and I spend hours a day doing all these silly exercises and sitting in these red lights, testing out these cool gadgets on my friends. I too can have an amazing life.
Steve, you're an inspiration. I hope that more people be like you in your vivaciousness, your love of health, and then also experience your beautiful artistry, which really, you're such a remarkable person. So thank you for coming here and hanging out. I hope all of you enjoyed this. And till next time. Bye, my friend.
All right, brother.
That's it. Yeah, there's not too much to say that I haven't said already. This is clearly not actually his diet by any stretch of the imagination. He's left out probably, conservatively 50 to 75% of his diet, his actual diet, the actual calories that he eats. And instead, he's focusing on these 2 stunt meals that he's showing off, that he's, trying to do some virtue signaling about how healthy they are. And they're basically both, one is basically just vegetable goop, and the other one is basically just a protein shake mixed with some vegetable goop and some nuts, which is, again, fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with either of those meals.
I did actually do the math on the rest of his diet. I went ahead and made up some recipes in MacroFactor. I will go ahead and put them on the screen here. You can see that I was maybe slightly unkind. He actually did account for about 1,000 calories or so with those 2 recipes. The Green Giant comes out to about 550 calories. The Nutty Pudding comes out to about 450 calories. The macros on these are actually pretty good because relatively high in protein, because you've got some protein powder, you've got some lentils. And then, of course, if we're going to factor in a couple tablespoons of olive oil, that adds a couple hundred more calories. So he did actually account for like 1,200 out of the 2,000 calories he said he eats a day, which is actually like 60%. He did actually account for about 60% of his calories. So yeah, like he actually did do better than I thought. That said, again, that's still 40% of his calories, and he hasn't told us what that could be or, you know, what that's about. We have no idea.
But like, that's not like how, you know, like that doesn't have anything to do with, you know, like the issue that most people have with diet, which is sort of like the overall, you know, how many calories they're eating, what ratios of the various macronutrients are they eating, are they getting in enough micronutrients, are they doing all this in a way where they can consistently do it, they've got like, you know, like recipes they enjoy doing, are they able to actually have access to the kinds of foods that they need, are they able to prepare food quickly enough, you know, relative to like how much time they have to invest in this sort of thing. There are a lot of factors that go into why people diet the way they do, what cultural factors you have in terms of what kinds of foods are available to you, what kinds of foods tend to be eaten on special occasions and so on. You know, the reality is that there's simply a lot of factors that go into human diet. And at the end of the day, there's a wide range of diets that can be roughly healthy so long as you're kind of hitting certain major targets. And he's not really giving any indication of how he's hitting those major targets in this. He's just picking, again, like 2 stunt meals that he's showing off, probably just because he's looking to sell some products that are related to that so he can make some money. And so, yeah, I would say that, like, you know, like there's nothing in this video that's technically super offensive or wrong. It's just extremely misleading. It doesn't really give us a good, like, you know, like how could we, you know, follow this on our own in a meaningful way that will actually impact our health and so on. It's all just kind of like nothing, you know, it's just like, it is what it is. All right, so that is all for this video. As always, don't hesitate to like, comment, subscribe, let me know what you would like to see in future videos. I will see you all next time. Have a good one.